episode 642 of Good Luck High Five.
You're listening to a podcast that's for you if you play Magic the Gathering, or these days if you play Final Fantasy. Suppose now Magic and this podcast are also for you.
Yes, I'm one of your hosts, Maria.
I'm another one of your hosts, Megan.
And on today's show, we are talking all things Final Fantasy as the set is beginning to be previewed everywhere across the internets.
One of Magic's biggest sets of all time, question mark?
Did you hear this factoid that this is already the best-selling set of all time?
How? What?
Look, I don't know. I'm just repeating a rumor I heard on the internet. It's
How?
fine.
Like the pre-orders are already so
the
high?
pre-orders, yes.
What?
This is coming from the rumored mouth of Mark Rosewater.
The rumored mouth? That makes it sound like his mouth is a rumor.
Well,
I've heard a rumor that Mark Rosewater has a mouth.
Have you ever seen it in real life?
This is a weird conversation that I'm frankly kind of feeling uncomfortable about.
He said it somewhere, I want to say. I think probably on his Blogatog that it's already the best-selling set, I assume, from pre-orders.
Whoa.
Isn't that wild? Because previous to this, it was Lord of the Rings, right?
Yes.
And so Final Fantasy taking the world by storm, it would appear.
Who's surprised? I suppose probably nobody that knows of Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
People love Final Fantasy.
They are rabid about it.
Yes, they are.
That's the word I would use. Like they've been bit by the Final Fantasy raccoon and there is no cure.
Or beaver?
Oh, yeah, there we go.
It's the Final Fantasy
That's
beaver.
Relevant.
You've been bit by that Final Fantasy beaver, bro?
I downloaded Final Fantasy 6 onto my phone.
Oh, I put Final Fantasy 7 on my Switch.
Okay. All right. So have you started playing yet?
I've played only a little bit of it.
Yeah, me too. Just a tiny bit. And then I was like, this is complicated. I like cards.
Do you know what? It is kind of complicated.
They don't like to hold your hand in these games. You know what I'm saying?
It's very also 7, I think all of them, but it's turn-based combat.
Yes.
Which I do prefer.
Me too. Same.
But also it's, I don't know. There's something about it that's confusing me.
Yeah, I think maybe we need a guide to help us with these games.
People out there listening are already like, people who play Final Fantasy are like, you noobs.
Yeah.
You absolute
and
fools.
You're right. We
you
are
jokers.
Noobs, absolute fools, and jokers. All of that is correct.
Every single one of those things every day of my life,
but
baby.
We are making an effort.
Yeah. Yes. And do you know what we do know about Magic the Gathering? And that is what we're going to be talking about today in the context of Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy times Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, it's coming out. The pre-release events are happening June 6th through the 12th with the tabletop release being on June 13th.
Yeah.
So less than a month away.
I cannot believe that it is already May.
I know.
I can't believe it's mid-May. That's even worse.
It is mid-May.
And I can't believe that June is next.
That's how June comes after.
That's the way Caesar himself drew it up.
You know, there's a song about the days of the week to help us figure out what day we're on. It's Friday by Rebecca Black, but she didn't make a song about the months of the year.
You're telling me that Friday is the #1 song that you use to reference what day of the week it is? Also, wait, how does a song ever tell you what day of the week it is?
Well, she says in the song, it's Friday, Saturday comes after, and then there's Sunday. I believe those are the lyrics.
Specifically those lyrics?
Something like that, yes. The lyrics to Friday are among the worst lyrics to any song that has ever been written.
How dare you?
Well, I'm saying worse.
Hold on, my mom is calling me.
Wait, hold on. We're going to have Megan's mom is going to be on the podcast.
Hello? Yeah. She says she hasn't signed any paperwork that allows her to be on the podcast.
Oh, yeah. We do have some files.
We're recording. Love you. Bye.
Bye, Megan's mom.
All right. Well.
Yeah, you can look up the lyrics. I'm not saying worst, like, you know, in the world of worst, best also exists.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have to be mutually exclusive.
Worst and best?
Yeah.
No, that's true. I'm going to say, okay, getting down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend.
Yep, classic.
Oh, let's see. We're going to have a ball today. Tomorrow is Saturday, and Sunday comes afterwards. Yeah. All right, fair enough.
You know,
you
fair enough. Fair enough, Rebecca Black. That is how the days of the week go. Oh, God. We're back from Canada, by the way. In case you hadn't noticed.
Our brains are toast.
Our brains are toasted.
Yeah.
We recorded a lot of content. Quick update about that. We recorded... Megan, how many games were you in over the week? that we were at Loading Ready Run Studio. 13.
I was in 13 games and you were in 12.
Yeah. It was a whirlwind of content creation.
Yes.
#art.
#arts and entertainment.
Yeah, it was wild.
It was absolutely incredible, but also we got back.
Yeah.
And I texted Maria and James because I slept 10:30 p.m. to 11:30 a.m. the following day.
Unbelievable.
I slept 13 hours.
And I slept from 9:30 p.m. until 10:30 a.m.
Yeah, that's a solid 11, buddy.
Solid 11.
Wow.
Yeah. It
Wait, no,
was a
also,
lot.
wait, say yours again. Yours was also 13.
Was it really? 9:30 to 10:30?
Yeah, absolutely it was.
Wow.
We were
that.
We were tired.
Yeah, we did a lot of stuff. So like we said last week, watch the Commander Arcade space, everybody, because we're going to be releasing some really great Commander Arcade episodes.
Oh, very exciting.
Probably throughout the end of the year, to be honest with you.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot that we made. We're going to be showing up on other people's shows too, over on the Spike Feeders.
Very exciting.
Elder Dragon Hijinks and Loading Ready Run.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And speaking of Commander Arcade, we do have a new episode up there if you haven't checked it out yet. This one is with our friends Nels and Aaron from the Lady Planeswalker Society. And my God, if it isn't one of the funniest episodes we've ever made. Like, it's just a really, really good time. So go to youtube.com/@GLHF Commander to check it out. I was laughing so hard editing this episode. I just kept sending Megan and Tyler clips from the episode because I'm like, remember this? Wasn't that funny? And it was.
And a lot of the time the answer is it was.
It was. So we're back from Canada now. A lot of content coming in the future that we're very excited about. Final Fantasy less than a month away. We do have a preview card coming up on the 20th. So watch out for that, everybody. I mean, preview cards, plural.
Yeah.
No big deal. So check that out coming up on the 20th on dailymtg.com. There is a list of all of the creators and when their previews are coming out if you are so inclined to check that out. But before we kick off the show, we have to say thank you to everybody who makes the show, and that's you, the patrons.
Yes, thank you so much to everyone who is a patron, a supporter of this podcast. It really means the world to us. You support everything that we do. We were able to go to Canada and record so much cool stuff for all of our viewers and listeners, including already released stuff last week's episode.
Yes, it was great with the Bens.
With the Bens from Loading Ready Run. It was an absolutely... The hinges were off. There were no hinges.
Beaded curtain door.
Yes, it was
that episode.
It was such a great time, and you make that possible. Like, that is all you're doing, truly. And happy birthday!
Yay!
To an increased pledge from Tony. Thank you so much.
Happy birthday,
friend.
Tony.
Happy birthday. Incredibly sweet of you for your birthday to support us more. Like, what a kind thing. He had mentioned it being like a tradition in his family.
Oh, I love
which is like
that.
so sweet.
Oh my gosh.
And really lovely. So thank you so much.
Hey, Tony, you're great. Tiger. That's a free one for you. If you
got there, you got there.
Like Tony or the horrible ones we gave Frank last week, you become a
Wow,
patron.
I think everyone loved Frank's puns, okay? The number one takeaway from
was all great
was that
Frank
those
puns?
were all great puns.
You can become a patron at patreon.com/GLHF Magic. Before we kick off Final Fantasy, everybody, you can skip through this if you are medically squeamish, but I'm just going to give you a quick medical update because I did post about it on my socials.
Yeah.
I recently had a surgery, diagnostic laparoscopic surgery for endometriosis, which is a chronic inflammatory disease where tissue that's similar to the lining inside of the uterus grows outside of it instead. And it turned out that my body was, quote, riddled with it.
You were, like, it is, it's like, Sloopy. You were Eldrazi's.
Yes. Yeah,
you had Eldrazi's.
I had Eldrazi's in my guts.
Yeah,
that's a great way to put it for Magic players.
Yeah, they're so sloopy. They're so everywhere.
In my guts, slooping around for 27 years, probably my whole life actually, because most people are born with this condition. It affects 1 out of 10 people who menstruate, so that's 10% of the menstruating population, friends. So I'm just wanted to let you all know that if you have somebody in your life who's experiencing any of the symptoms, you can Google it and see which ones there are. Painful periods is like the number one sign that they should really get it checked out by a doctor because the chances are very high that they might have it. In teenage girls, where it might present most earliest in the most early form. Did you know that 70% of teenage girls with painful periods end up having endometriosis? So it is something that if there's somebody in your life who has their period and it sucks and it's really bad, they should really check it out. It has long-ranging health effects, blah, blah, blah. So I want to put that message out there to get people in your life checked out for this.
Tamio didn't put Emrakul in the moon for people in your life to suffer with endometriosis silently.
That's right. She put Emrakul in me.
Put endometriosis in the moon.
That's what we need to do, friends.
Yeah. Yep.
Less than 1% of global health
You can help put endometriosis in the moon by informing people in your life of the early signs and symptoms.
I love that. That needs to be on a poster. Less than 1% of global health funding is spent on diseases that affect primarily or mostly women. So nobody knows what causes this, everyone. There is no cure, but there are ways to deal with it, including, and most notably, excision surgery, which I'm going to have. I had one surgery. I'm going to have another one in probably, I don't know how long, maybe a year or something like that. And there are various other treatments to help manage symptoms, but you can't ever fix it. It's basically like a cancer that never goes away, never stops growing, but doesn't technically kill you.
Love it when somebody doesn't technically kill me.
But it's
smoking. It doesn't technically kill you.
Yeah, that's true.
It just gives you a lot of diseases that do.
But I just don't want anybody out there in listener land to suffer for one more second or think they're crazy or think that they should just have to tolerate their pain and deal with it and buck up and, grow a pair, because that is not true. You can live a better life. Already after this surgery, I'm feeling so much better. It was just a tiny little one, too. It wasn't even addressing the main issues. And I can tell you that the pain in my hips and my lower legs is gone. I'm now not freezing all of the time. And I didn't get sick on our trip to Canada, which is truly insane because I got sick on almost every trip I ever went on.
Absolutely.
Because my body was constantly dealing with horrendous inflammation. I looked at my hands the other day and I just started shaking because they're smaller.
What?
That's right. I was so puffed. Everywhere in my body, I was puffed.
Wow.
Like my legs the other day, I looked at them and I was like, oh my God.
Less
you know what
puffed?
I mean? Less puffed.
Wild.
It's just like it can affect you in so many ways, everyone. So this is my PSA to you all. And
That's
everyone
a great PSA.
you love in your life, okay? Go check it out. I wrote a musical about it. It's going to be at Theater in the Round in Minneapolis this summer. Buy tickets if you're in the area. Let's go.
Or make a trip. Go and see it.
Yeah. Final Fantasy. Pew, 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 pew.
Okay. Is that the noise for it?
I guess.
I'm into it.
I'm going
Let's
to
go.
say that. The full card image gallery for Final Fantasy is going to be posted on May 30th. So that's when all of the the cards will be available for you to view.
So soon.
So soon. Coming at you real quick. What do you want to start off with?
Wow, let's talk about the mechanics because there are a couple of really sick things happening that I actually am really excited about.
Yeah, me too. So there's a lot of returning mechanics, a lot of mechanics that have not formally been named and now are kind of getting a new name or a little adjustment in this set. And a lot of like one-off stuff too that's kind of like a special guest appearance of the mechanics in this set, which is pretty cool.
So the first new mechanic that we have is called Job Select. This is a little bit like some of the old artifacts that have a living weapon. Except in this case, Job Select, this comes on artifact equipments. And when the artifact equipment enters, you create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token, then attach the equipment to it.
I love this. So a card we've seen with this on it already is Dragon's Lance.
Dragoon's Lance.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. No offense to dragons. This is Dragoon's Lance. 1 and a white, Job Select. Equipped creature gets +1/+0 and is a knight in addition to its other types. During your turn, equipped creature has flying and then has equipped cost of 4.
Wow. All right.
That's
all
this.
right. Yeah. So this is a 2/1 flyer for 1 and a white.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's only a flyer on your turn.
But still.
This is a sick card. It's an uncommon. That makes a lot of sense to me because that is quite good. And unlike Living Weapon, if the equipment becomes unattached, you still have that little 1/1.
That's true. So it's not a 0/0.
Exactly. Like you can equip this Dragoon's Lance to something much bigger to give it flying on your turn and attack with it. But that 1/1 doesn't just die. It's like still sticking around. Maybe you got a little blocker or something.
That's very
pretty nice.
Cool. The flavor word for the equip cost here is Gaibolg. I gotta say, this Final Fantasy stuff is like learning another language.
It really does feel like that. There are so many Final Fantasies that I cannot fathom the amount of reference material that is packed already.
Yes.
Like, we've only seen this little pie slice of these sets.
I know.
And I just am already like, wow, so much material.
Universe. I mean, I thought it was supposed to be the Final Fantasy, you know what I mean? Not the final.
Yeah, that's what they call the their final fantasy.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Underscore final all caps underscore for real this time.
Yes.
Dot PDF.
Underscore this one. Underscore no this one.
Yep.
This one really.
I would love that if that's how they name the next Final Fantasy. JK this one. The other one that we're seeing, which reminds me a lot of various other cards that already exist, is a mechanic they're now naming tiered.
Yes. So these are spells that offer 3 different effects that are more effective the more mana that you pay for them. So in this case, you only get to choose 1 additional cost. There's a card that we see this on, an instant called Ice Magic. This is 1 in a blue. And this reminds me a little bit of Kicker, right? Like, either you're casting it for its base. In this case, there's Blizzard, which is 0. Return target creature to its owner's hand.
Or you can cast it for an additional 2, so 4 mana for Blizzara.
Yes.
And you can put it on top or bottom of their library.
Or you can cast it for an extra 5 and a blue. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Target creature's owner shuffles it into their library.
And what's
Blizzaraga.
That one? I was like, what's that one called?
Yes.
Blizzaraga. So this is like a modal spell, kind of, but 1 mode and just pay more.
All right. Oh, this is something I am so excited about. This I am very into. Saga creatures.
Anything that has saga on it, I'm into.
Yes. And this case, right, we've seen like sagas that flip into creatures.
Yes.
This is a saga creature. It always creature.
It's a creature saga.
Yes. This is, for example, we have Summon Fenrir.
So these are like called summons, I guess, which is kind of cool.
Take it back. I mean, like taking us back, not Maria. Take it back.
I don't know. It's not called a summon.
2 and a green for an enchantment creature, Saga Wolf. Also, this art is sick. It's a 3/2.
Oh, yeah.
Chapter 1, Crescent Fang. Search your library for a basic land card. Put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Chapter 2, Heavenward Howl. When you next cast a creature spell this turn, that creature enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. And 3, Ecliptic Growl. Draw a card if you control the creature with the greatest power or tied for the greatest power. And notably, you do still sacrifice these after 3.
Yeah, they're not around for a long time, but they are around for a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. They are a very good time for some of these.
Yeah, so this is an excellent card, of course. It's an uncommon as well. But it's not going to be there for long, but you're going to get a massive effect from all 3 chapters.
Yeah, you're going to get some really
worth
nice
its
value
casting
out of this
cost
guy.
for sure. We're also going to see some transforming double-faced cards returning in this set.
Oh, very nice. We love a card that transforms.
Sure do. And there's ones that transform in different ways. Like there's also creature flip sagas, just like the Praetors.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
The one we're looking at right now is Emmett Selch, Unsundered. Sorry if I'm saying the name wrong. 1 blue-black for a 2/4. This is a mythic. Elder Wizard. Vigilance. Whenever Emmett enters or attacks, draw a card, then discard a card. At the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 14 or more cards in your graveyard, you may transform him. Flips into Hades, Sorcerer of Eld.
Yes, this is a 6/6 Vigilance legendary creature avatar, Echo of the Lost. During your turn, you may play cards from your graveyard. If a card or token would be put into your graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead.
And that, my friends, is a sweet creature.
That is nice.
I like that a lot.
Pretty good stuff. Guess what? We'll have adventures again.
Yay!
In this case, we're having them on a cycle of lands called towns.
So these are kind of like gates, like a subtype of land in a way.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. This is like a use of adventure that we haven't seen before. For instance, we have Jador, Aristocratic Capital. This is a land town. It has Overture, 4 blue for a sorcery adventure. Target opponent mills half their library rounded down. And then you can play it as a land. This land enters tapped. Tap to add blue.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I love when they tack stuff onto lands, and this is the first time we've ever seen an adventure on a land. So that's pretty neat. I'm interested to see how people use it.
I also love when they tack lands onto stuff, which is what we see in land cycling, which is coming back.
Yay, love land cycling. Who cares? Love cycling in all its forms.
So this is like cycling, where you can pay and discard the card. But in this case, you don't just draw. Instead, you go and get a basic land like we have on Marlborough.
The Marlboro Man?
Yeah, that's what this... It's the Marlboro Plantor. Wow, they stopped selling less cigarettes. They started selling way less cigarettes when they swapped to a plant horror for their mascot.
When he wasn't just a man in jeans.
Yes. Wow.
This guy looks very cool.
This is a 4/black 4/4 plant horror with bad breath.
Love it.
When this creature enters, each opponent discards a card, loses 2 life, and exiles the top 3 cards of their library, and swamp cycling 2, so you can pay 2 and discard this card, search your library for a swamp card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle.
So those are the main ones that are going to be in this set. And like I said, there's also a lot of like ancillary stuff that's just going to be sprinkled throughout. Mm-hmm. For instance, there's going to be a Birds Matter theme.
Hey, don't they always?
I mean, they're not real, but they do matter.
But they do. They matter more because they're not real.
Yeah.
They matter more as surveillance drones.
There's also Meld. There's a Meld card in this set, everybody, which makes me very excited because you make a giant, really spooky creature. You need Vanille, Cheerful Elsie. Oh, God. I'm sorry, Final Fantasy players. I don't know how to say their name. And Fang Fearless Elsie. And you make Ragnarok Divine Deliverance.
Wow. Sick.
And Ragnarok is a 7/6 with Vigilance, Menace, Trample, Reach, and Haste.
Well, do you know what? You worked hard for it. I'll give you that.
And when it dies, destroy target permanent and return target non-legendary permanent from the graveyard to the battlefield, from your graveyard to the battlefield. I love Meld. I think it's so cool, and because
this art is sick.
It is terrifying.
Let me tell you, Ragnarok Divine Deliverance is spooky.
Is this like where Ragnarok come from?
I don't.
You know what I'm saying?
Are you asking me if Ragnarok was invented by Final Fantasy rather than by, say, a long ago culture?
I don't know. Oh my gosh, I just noticed on Vanille and Fang, they have like their numbers of their games behind them in their extended art.
Wow, that is cool.
That is really, really neat.
Nice.
And they become Ragnarok.
This art that I'm looking at has a very like biblically accurate angel vibe to it.
That's spooky. Let's talk about some of the fancy cards you can get in this set too, because there's some cool treatments that are coming along with this.
Yeah, there are.
Including the one that everybody's going to be the most excited about, which is the golden chocobo. Chocobo. I'm fairly confident in Chocobo, but it took me a second. So there's going to be these chickens, Chocobo. I Googled what is a Chocobo, and it said a fictional species of flightless birds that are commonly used as transportation and entertainment, which quite frankly, I think they deserve better. They're very cute. But I would ride one like a horse, which is I think what you do in this set. Megan's Googling how do you pronounce it.
I am. Look, okay. This how do you pronounce? Chocobo. I've been saying Chocobo since I started playing the series as a kid, and just recently realized how wrong that is.
Chocobo's kind of cute though.
Chocobo.
Okay, Chocobo. There's a gold Chocobo. The card is traveling Chocobo. 2 and a green for a 3/2 bird. With a lot of other text, but the one I'm looking at does not have text on it because it is a beautiful serialized borderless golden treatment, and there are only 77 that are going to exist.
77.
That's probably relevant
what a number
for
to
a
land
reason.
on.
Is it because it's Final Fantasy VII?
I have no idea.
Who can say? Somebody out there knows why, and they're going to tell us in the
I don't
comments.
think so. I've been playing 7 and I haven't encountered it.
No
but
chocobo.
also haven't gotten that far. So
okay, you haven't ridden a
that
giant
could be
chicken?
user error.
Well, I really want one, even though I don't deserve one because I haven't played this series. But it just looks cool.
Maria, who can say
who deserves the golden
deserves
chocobo?
a golden flightless bird?
All right, here's the rest of the text of this bird. This is the bird matters thing I talked about. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You can play lands and cast bird spells from the top of your library. If a land or bird you control entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control, the trigger triggers an additional time. This card is sick.
Yeah.
Please note, I would like to play this commander deck.
Oh, okay. You got it.
Yeah.
Oh, there was another one I was supposed to write down.
Oh, yeah, Dochi.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. We like keeping a little running tally of what commanders we want to play on a Commander Arcade. This traveling chocobo, 2 thumbs up. Love it. Birds matter.
Very cute.
Bird. And if you want a golden one, there's only 77 in existence.
Wow.
So kind of like the One Ring, but 76 times more.
So there's also going to be, there'll be the serialized golden ones.
Yeah.
But then there are also super colorful ones, which are very cute.
I love the colors. They've got pink. Yeah. They've got blue. They got all the colors of bird you could want.
Next up, just while we're talking about like right? All of the different things to collect.
Collectibleness.
Of course, there will be borderless cards.
As usual.
Yeah, which we see here on Kefka Court Mage.
So this is very special.
I really like this art.
Borderless treatment here because what they did is they contacted artists who are famous from the Final Fantasy series and they asked them to choose a character of their choice and illustrate them in their own style to kind of like celebrate the release of this set. So
really gorgeous.
Yeah, this is from a famous Final Fantasy artist and this looks like, I don't know, it looks like it should be in a museum somewhere.
It's really gorgeous.
Quite honestly.
It's a really incredible piece.
Beautiful. And this card seems busted too. It's a 4/5 for 2 blue, black, red, a legendary mythic. Whenever it enters or attacks, each player discards a card. Then you draw a card for each card type among cards discarded this way.
Nice.
8, each opponent sacrifices a permanent of their choice, and then you transform this Flipperino, another one of these flip cards, into Kefka, Ruler of Ruin, which is a 5/7 flyer. Whenever an opponent loses life during your turn, you draw that many cards.
Sick.
Seems good.
Next up, we have the different Final Fantasy Through the Ages cards, which are, of course, the ones that have like iconic Final Fantasy artwork.
Moments from the series.
Yes.
In various art styles, again, with various famous famous artists who are known from Final Fantasy, which is pretty cool. Those ones kind of are like the full art that have the text in the front that has to be like, has a little black border behind it or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, those are the ones that I'm talking about there.
And then we have the ones that you were noticing, which are the borderless character cards.
Yeah.
So these are the characters, and the backdrop is solid color field with the numeral of the game that they're from.
I think those look really slick.
Yeah, those are sick.
Those are cool.
Wow, so many.
Yeah, so lots of cool art styles and stuff that you can collect in Final Fantasy set. Let's touch on some of the favorite cards we've seen previewed here because, Megan, I asked you about this earlier because I wanted to know what you thought about Matoya Archon Elder. This is a 1/4 at rare for 2 and a blue. Whenever you scry or surveil, draw a card.
Yeah. Yes. That's my only answer to that card. Yeah. Yes.
This seems like you're going to put this in every deck you ever play.
Okay. Let's go. Yes. All right.
Like, are you kidding me?
Nice.
That card is disgusting.
Sick.
I love it.
It's gonna keep. Yeah. Ooh, boy.
This continued for the next 2 hours and 30 minutes. She wasn't done yet.
We tuned back in 2 hours later.
Megan's like, yeah. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, seems pretty good. There are tons of legendary creatures in this set too, which makes sense because of the games and how they work. So if you've got a favorite Final Fantasy character, chances are you're going to see them come across your computer in the next few days as preview season gets underway.
I want to talk about one I absolutely love. I think that the art on this card is just so stunning. And also this card is wild. Have you seen this one? People posted this in our Discord. #become a patron.
Yeah.
Summon Bahamut.
Oh, wow. It's beautiful.
The art on this is incredible. It is 9 mana, just generic, 9 generic.
Fine.
Enchantment creature Saga Dragon, flying, 9/9. Chapters 1 and 2 are destroy up to 1 target non-land permanent.
Twice?
Yep, twice. 3, draw 2 cards.
Jeez.
And 4, Mega Flare. This creature deals damage equal to the total mana value of other permanents you control to each opponent.
Okay, calm down.
Nice. But mostly, gosh, this art by Kota Nakatsubo is so incredible.
It's beautiful.
I'm all about this art. I saw it, and that was kind of like one of the first things that I really just could not let go of.
I mentioned that there's creatures that turn into sagas too, and we're big saga stands on the show, so I'm just going to call out this one. Terra Magical Adept. 1 green, red for a 4/2 human wizard warrior at Mythic. When Terra enters, mill 5 cards, put up to 1 enchantment card milled this way into your hand, and then she has Trance. 4 red, green, tap. Exile her, then return it to the owner, transformed under its owner's control, only as sorcery, so sorcery speed. She's a 4/2. That's when she transforms into the saga, which is called Esper Terra. That's weird to think about.
I know. They have their own Esper that's different from our Esper.
Weird. It also has 4 chapters.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3. You make a token that's a copy of non-legendary enchantment you control with haste. If it's a saga, you put up to 3 lore counters on it. Then sacrifice at the beginning of your next end step. So you can just do this with sagas like nonstop.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Chapter 4, add Wooburg twice. Then you exile it and return it to the battlefield front face up.
Wow. Amazing. I mean, if you haven't won the game.
Who's building a sagas deck out there? Hello?
Yeah.
Like,
Incredible.
this is incredible.
Really, really good stuff.
I love it.
Just also talking about art. I'm like this. Have you seen this one? Sephiroth Fabled Soldier.
Yeah.
This one is just like so. This is just so stunning in a really subtle kind of way, I think.
You know what it's giving me?
What?
Soren vibes.
Yeah, do you know it does give Soren vibes?
It's giving Soren.
This is a legendary creature, human avatar soldier. Whenever Sephiroth enters or attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, draw a card. Whenever another creature dies, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. If this is the 4th time this ability has resolved this turn, transform Sephiroth into Sephiroth One-Winged Angel. Look at this.
Only one
Look
way?
at this piece, though. Like,
go
look
in
at this
circles.
art. Look at this.
It is beautiful.
This is Tetsuya Nomura. It's just really incredible. Transforms into a 5/5 flying.
5/5 flyer.
As it transforms into Sephiroth One-Winged Angel, you get an emblem with whenever a creature dies, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Whenever it attacks, you may sacrifice any number of other creatures.
Wow.
If you do, draw that many cards.
Aristocrats just sat up in their seat.
Beautiful. This art, I think, is there's some really stunning art in here.
You mentioned beavers earlier, which we normally do on this show, but
aren't we always talking about them?
Commune with Beavers is coming at you, everybody. Single green for a sorcery. Look at the top 3 cards of your library.
You'll love to hear it.
You may reveal an artifact, creature, or land, put it into your hand, the rest on the bottom. The flavor text is Guys Speak Beaver, illustrated by Hippo. I'm just waiting for somebody to Sharpie this card to say something obscene.
Yeah.
It's not going to be hard.
No. I mean, doesn't it already?
But yes, my question is, how deep can we go? Like, I don't want just the easy joke.
Yeah.
What can you make for me, Sharpie Warriors, with this card?
Sharpie Warriors.
That's my ask of you.
Yeah, I love that.
I want something really good. Send it our way if you make it. Thank you. You're welcome.
Oh,
peace be with you.
Maria, people have also noted just that for the Magic players, Dark Confidant is going to be in Standard. Dark Confidant, here he come.
Wow.
For those of you who don't know, this is a long storied card in Magic. This was originally one of the what's the word that I'm looking for? The invitational cards. Yep.
Yes.
Otherwise known as Bob.
Bob Marr.
To a lot of people. 1 and a black for a creature human wizard, 2/1. At the beginning of your upkeep, reveal the top card of your library and put that card into your hand. You lose life equal to its mana value.
I have a question. Do you think this is going to be at the Pro Tour?
Maria, the question that I was also wondering, these days with power creep, is Dark Confidant
good enough?
Standard playable?
God, what a question.
What a question. This card used to be a house.
Yeah, like it destroyed. And here's the thing. People are definitely going to try. it.
Yes.
They're not going to ignore it.
You can't ignore it, right? It's like part of Magic's history.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope that we do see it because I really like this card.
Yeah.
I think it's great in that, it's giving you card advantage, but it's also punishing you.
Yeah, at a cost.
At what cost? Greatness at any cost, some might say. So I hope we see it in standard. Fingies crossed, but I don't know.
Yeah. I'm also kind of obsessed with this card, Sin, Spira's Punishment. This is a legendary creature, Leviathan Avatar. He's just great. Look at how big he is.
He looks like
He's really pretty.
Of the dog from Neverending Story going up there into the cloud.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
It does have Falcor vibes.
Yeah, Falcor.
I just really respect a franchise that has these beautiful cards, and then it also has Jumbo Cactuar.
Yes, absolutely.
Look at this little cactus man with a mustache.
Love him.
There you go.
5/6/7. It's a 1/7, but it has the ability of 10,000 needles. Whenever this creature attacks, it gets +9999 +0 until end of turn.
Wow.
One shot yet?
So 10,000, attacking you for 10,000.
Would you like to take 10,000? Here's my follow-up question. Is that card going to be in standard?
Wow.
And if it is, do we have a problem?
It's 7 mana. 7 is so much.
Yeah, it's a lot of mana. I love that card, though. I love a good joke.
Maria, can I interest you in side quest Catch a Fish?
Oh, I'd love to catch a fish. Thank you.
Do you know what? Catching a fish
in a game?
Any single game is one of my favorite side quests that you can go on.
I would love to go fishing.
Love going to go catch a fish.
You.
Yes. Give me a way to catch a fish. Hades, love to catch a fish. Breath of the Wild, love to catch a fish.
I'll catch a fish all day.
This is a card, 2 and a white, side quest Catch a Fish, enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. If it's an artifact or creature card, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. If you put a card into your hand this way, create a food token and transform this enchantment. You caught a fish.
Is that the other side?
Cooking campsite.
I wish it was you caught the fish.
You caught a fish. Land, tap, add white, 3 taps, sacrifice an artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control, activate only as a sorcery. It's a good card.
Yeah, it is.
Very nice.
Speaking of good cards, how about this finisher for you? 6 white blue for an 8/8 named Absolute Virtue. More like Absolute Unit. Spell can't be countered. Flying. You have protection from each of your opponents.
Wow. Okay.
That'll close out a commander game right there.
Seems all right.
Tell you about that.
Seems okay.
Just saying. I also need to talk about more bird stuff.
Yeah.
So this is what we're going to put in the deck.
I would expect nothing else of you.
Bart's and Boko is going in the deck. 3 green, 4/3 rare, human bird. Affinity for birds. I love that. When it enters, each other bird you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls.
Wow, love that. They're coming in, you know.
This is where I'm going to put my golden chocobo is in this deck.
Yeah, when I open it.
How much do you think it's going to be worth?
Literally no idea.
Because
could not begin to tell you.
How much should Posty buy the One Ring for?
2 million.
2 million?
But there's 77 of these.
There's 77. So if we're doing this by the math alone,
yeah.
What's 2 million divided by 77?
All right.
This should give us 100% accurate representation about what these golden chocobos are going for.
Cool $26,000.
Oh, okay. No way. There's no way they're all going to be worth that much.
Absolutely
but
not.
It would be fun if that was true.
Yeah.
Like I said, preview season lasting through the 30th. I think that's what I said earlier. Who knows what words come out of my mouth? Yeah, until the 30th, that's when the full card image gallery is going to be present for you all. And then we're going to be celebrating this set at MagicCon Vegas, which runs June 20th through the 22nd, including Pro Tour Final Fantasy, where we'll be playing this bad boy.
And of course, it will also be showcased at Magic Spotlight Final Fantasy in Japan at the end of June.
Very exciting.
If you are a person who can get thine self to Japan.
Megan, are you getting thine self to Japan?
You all? I am getting mine self to Japan.
Exciting!
I will be working the event, doing a little written coverage there, and I am flabbergasted that I get to go.
I know, I'm so cool.
Really excited. I'm so excited to see what the spectacle is like.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like I feel like people are gonna show up.
Oh, they are.
I think people
for Final Fantasy
are
in
gonna
Japan
show up.
Are you kidding me? Absolutely. You've got to bring something cute back to show the podcast. Like,
wow, absolutely.
That you can buy from like a store on the side of the road.
Yeah.
I want to just see the most unhinged thing.
I will, I love me an unhinged thing.
Okay, great.
So I will look hard.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
The last thing we're going to mention about this set here today is the commander decks.
Yes.
So the lists are not yet live, but we do know the face commanders for the 4 decks, which are going to be available in normal style and foil for every card.
Wow. Foil for every card.
So it's basically going to be like a can of Pringles. Just kidding. This is the foil. It's a different foiling treatment than normal foiling.
Rainbow foil is actually very nice.
If
it's rainbow foil.
It's not rainbow, but it's something else different.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Rainbow is the treatment that don't Pringle.
Rainbow don't Pringle.
Rainbow don't Pringle. All right. So we have Revival Trance.
Surge foil.
Yes.
So that's the one that's kind of like striped across it, right? You know what I'm saying?
No idea.
Anyway.
All right.
What decks we got here?
So each of these decks represents a different Final Fantasy. This is Final Fantasy VI.
Okay.
That's the one you're playing.
That's the one I'm playing. I recognize her. That's my character.
Terra, Herald of Hope.
Yep.
Red, white, black for a 3/3 legendary creature, human wizard warrior with trance. At the beginning of combat on your turn, mill 2 cards. Terra gains flying until end of turn. Whenever Terra deals combat damage to a player, you may pay 2. When you do, return target creature card with power 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped.
Love it. So you're doing little things.
Yeah.
And bringing stuff back. Mardu action. Makes sense. Then we've got Limit Break, which is Final Fantasy VII, which is what you're playing.
That's true. And I recognize this guy.
Cloud X Soldier. And Soldier is in all caps. Do you know why?
No.
Me either.
I think it's because it stands for something.
Yeah, it must stand for something. 2 red, green, white for a 4/4 human soldier mercenary with haste. When Cloud enters, attach up to 1 target equipment you control to it. I'm listening. Whenever Cloud attacks, draw a card for each equipped attacking creature you control. Then if Cloud has power 7 or greater, you make 2 treasure tokens.
Very nice.
It
seems
into
up
it.
your alley.
It's interesting too because it incentivizes you not to Voltron your equipment creatures.
Next up, we have Counter Blitz, which is Final Fantasy X, which I know some of our friends recommended as their favorite. Kathleen over at Loading Ready Run, I think, mentioned her favorite is 10. Titus, Yuna's Guardian. This is green, white, blue for a 3/3 legendary creature, human warrior. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may move a counter from target creature you control onto a second target creature you control. Cheer! Whenever 1 or more creatures you control with counters on them deal combat damage to a player, you may draw a card and proliferate.
Gross.
Do this only once each turn. Nice.
Okay, seems good.
Yeah.
And finally, Scions and Spellcraft, which is Final Fantasy 14.
Yes, this is their MMO.
This is Yasholta Knights Blessed. 1 and then Esper mana for a 2/4 cat warlock into this outfit.
I was about to say, how do you feel about the outfit that she is wearing? Because I feel very positively.
Great.
Yes.
She's got vigilance. She's a cat warlock. At the beginning of each end step, if a player lost 4 more life this turn, you draw a card. Seems like it's going to happen a lot. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell with mana value 3 or greater, she deals 2 damage to each opponent and you gain 2 life.
Oh, all right.
All right, that's kind of cool.
I'm interested. You have my attention.
Listening.
Wow.
So the Final Fantasy all comes out release June 13th.
Yeah.
Check your LGS and stuff for pre-orders. Card Kingdom is accepting pre-orders right now too. PS.
Wow. Yeah.
No big
Speaking
deal.
of.
Yes.
Card Kingdom, cardkingdom.com/GLHF, the place to pre-order.
Yeah, absolutely. You can get Final Fantasy over there right now. And remember, when you pre-order, if you order early enough, you get the stuff shipped to you on pre-release instead of on release if it's a sealed product. So if you want these items in your hands before anybody else, Card Kingdom is the place to order from.
Let me tell you that their trending now section right now, Maria, is
all
solid Final Fantasy.
That's what I'm saying.
Final Fantasy Collector Booster Box, a cool $680.
Holy crap. I'm going to be playing that event on Arena.
$389 for a Final Fantasy Commander deck set of 4.
So you get all 4 for 300 something.
Yeah,
okay.
All right.
Or you can just win them by maybe watching one of our Commander Arcade episodes.
Wow. Play a Booster Box, Starter Kit, Collector's Edition Commander decks. Wow. I mean, there's just so much There's so much here.
So if you get any sealed product, if you place your order before June 2nd, midnight on June 2nd, it's going to ship on June 6th.
Wow.
So that's our recommendation to you if you're going to buy any of this. Use Card Kingdom's website and go to cardkingdom.com/GLHF so they know that we sent you. We also want to say thank you to Dragon Shield for being an amazing sponsor of our show. We love their sleeves so much, I kiss them every night before bed.
Wow, we took so many of them to Canada with us.
Yeah, we did.
Dragon Shields, they play well no matter where you are.
Yeah, they last you a long time. They shuffle so extremely well that I wouldn't want to play a deck sleeved in anything else, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And if you want our sleeves, you can just go to their website and type GLHF in the search box, and we've got our Rainbow Feldergriff sleeves and Commander Arcade logo sleeves, both of which are awesome. And if you buy anything from Commander Arcade, I almost said anything from Dragon Shield, use code GLHF at checkout. As long as it's not our sleeves, you're going to get 5% off your total order, which is a great deal. And if you don't like our sleeves, guess what? They've got a bunch of amazing designs.
Other ones.
Or you can design your own using their sleeve crafter tool.
Which is incredible.
It's great.
Like, you can literally just design your own sleeves. Just make your own sleeve. Make your own sleeve, print it.
I don't know
Dragon Shield.
Anybody doesn't, like a
People
Magic player.
People should honestly be out there making custom sleeves constantly.
All the time. Do you have a present you need to give a Magic player? Why aren't you getting them a custom sleeve with like an inside joke from you guys on it? I don't know.
Do it.
Do it. This is combative.
I'm
yelling at you.
We're mad.
Use the link in the show notes or below the video to get whatever you need. Well, everyone, that's this episode of Good Luck High Five. Thanks for driving with us here back into Minneapolis town.
Yeah. Wow. Maria and I have a lot to learn about Final Fantasy.
We sure do.
I will say that it feels like an unlearnable amount.
It's a lot.
It's volume-wise more than a person could learn, but we're certainly going to try.
Hey, and this is our first experience with the Universes Beyond set that we are unfamiliar with.
Completely unfamiliar with.
So we're having the experience now that,
like,
you know, into the future, who knows? But I assume other Magic players will have as various IP are rolled out that they're like, I'm not into that, or I know nothing about it.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? Just right now, like not knowing very much about Final Fantasy and being like, here's all these cards.
I'm excited, but also overwhelmed.
It is overwhelming.
Deeply overwhelmed.
Because you look at the spoiler and I'm kind of like, I feel like I should have a connection to these cards, but I don't.
Yeah.
But they are really cool and really good.
Yes.
It's made.
And at the end of the day, you can get me if it play good, I'm gonna be happy.
Yeah, well, right. If it plays well, I don't care.
Precisely.
It's just kind of a surreal experience, I would say, looking at these cards and being like, ooh, I feel like I should know. I feel like I should know this Jace, this Liliana, or whatever. You know, but I just don't.
They're all mysteries.
They're all a mystery to us.
But I'm excited. I'm excited to learn more.
Yes, indeed. And learn more we shall, as a lot more is coming down the pipeline at us over the next couple of weeks.
Thank you again to all of our patrons. Support us over at patreon.com/GLHFmagic. It means the world to us. Happy birthday again to Tony.
Happy birthday, Tony. Thank you for supporting us. You can check out all of our stuff at Dragon Shield. Use the link below the video or in the show notes. Check out Card Kingdom to pre-order Final Fantasy. cardkingdom.com/GLHF. We'll see you next week.